Hello, friend, I am Raddy. Now I will tell you about all my phases.
Raddy is a red cartoon demon with a lazy gaze and sharp black eyebrows. His round head is crowned with 5 short, pointed dark horns that spread in different directions. He always looks annoyed or tired, but there is hidden power in his silence. His body is simple and elongated downward, bright red, and without any limbs. Despite his simplicity, he evokes unease with just the expression on his face. In Phase 1.5, Raddy is suddenly hanging from a rope tied to the top of his head. It looks like he tried to go higher, but chose a very questionable method. His glassy eyes are staring upward, as if he's still surprised he ended up there. The 5 spikes on his head stick out like antennas, searching for a signal. His body remains simple and elongated, but the red tones have darkened, and everything around feels as silent as an elevator stuck between floors. In Phase 2, Raddy is still hanging from the rope, but now half of his face is a bare skull. One of his horns is broken, and the teeth on the bone side are jagged, as if someone tried to file them down. His left eye remains large and empty, but the right one is completely gone, replaced by darkness and scratch marks. His body has cracked near the bottom, revealing a strange pink cloth poking out like a ruined gift. Maybe he tried to escape, but forgot he doesn't have arms or legs. Raddy in Phase 2.5 looks even more terrifying. His left side is torn open with a sharp broken horn stabbing from the eye socket. The right half is a bare skull with sharp teeth and a hollow eye socket. His neck is now attached by a spring, and his tattered body still dangles below. He's hanging by a rope and swaying gently, like he's scouting his next target. He seems strangely bouncy now. Raddy in Phase 3 looks like a demonic parody of himself. His skull is split open, and 2 giant spikes pierce through his eye sockets as if he stabbed himself. His teeth are clenched, dark fluid drips from his mouth, and his chest is now just exposed ribs. His head feels like it's made of steel in agony. He still hangs from the rope, but now it seems like the only thing keeping him up is his need to scare. In Phase 3.5, Raddy is no longer just hanging. He's been impaled by a massive dark spear that pierces straight through his skull. His eyes are now completely hidden beneath blood-soaked spikes, as if he no longer wants to see the world. His mouth stretches unnaturally wide, revealing curved fangs that seem to grin in pain or rage. His body, nearly gone, clings to the blade like a trophy. He's no longer a demon, he's a ritual in the shape of a being. In Phase 4, Raddy is pierced from the side by a massive rusty spike with a crimson ring, like a mark from a failed experiment. His head tilts unnaturally, and the sharpened spikes covering his eyes have grown longer, as if trying to stab out not just sight, but memory. His grin is wider, teeth now jutting forward, and his lower jaw barely clings to the rest of his face. Twisted ribs emerge from his body, and his legs look like clenched fists, ready to strike. This form doesn't wait, it seethes. In Phase 4.5, Raddy starts to look sarcastically amused. His jaw is disconnected now, as if forcing an exaggerated grin. One of his horns has been replaced with a giant eyeball, complete with lashes, impaled directly onto the spike. Dark ooze drips from his skull, and the remaining horns have grown longer and sharper like surgical tools. It's as if Raddy is starring in some twisted play, and nobody told him the intermission is over. Ready for a challenge? According to statistics, only 3% of viewers manage to like the video and subscribe to the channel before the timer runs out. Write a comment if you made it in time. In Phase 5, Raddy becomes a full-blown horror carousel. His skull hangs by a rusted chain, one eye leaking out while the other is covered in a crimson crust. A massive curved metal hook pierces through his head, and strange spider-like limbs erupt from behind as if someone gave him a custom upgrade. His lower jaw remains intact, but the body is detached below, revealing exposed vertebrae and an eerie skeletal frame. It looks like someone tried to reassemble Raddy and got very creative with the parts. In Phase 6, Raddy is almost unrecognizable. His head is now coal-black and shriveled, with a glowing red eye that seems to track your every move. A massive sword hilt pierces straight through his skull, while a blood-stained knife juts out from the other side. Once again, he's suspended by a chain, like someone proudly hung him up as a horrifying trophy. His body has turned raw, red, and fleshy, resembling a hunk of meat, and we'd rather not know where it came from. In Phase 7, Raddy hangs from double iron chains, with a vivid pink brain spilling out of his cracked skull as if someone tried to reach in and grab his thoughts. One eye is swollen and blackened, while the other is completely replaced by a metal hook. A second hook juts from his mouth, as if he tried to swallow a trap. His body is gone, replaced by a dangling, anatomically correct heart dripping in crimson fluid. He's no longer just a demon, he's a suspended chunk of raw, suffering life. In Phase 8, Raddy becomes a creature even demons would fear. His skull is shattered, with a twisted pink brain exposed beneath sharp metallic spikes. A single red eye spins like a saw blade, hungrily scanning the void. The lower jaw is gone, replaced by fangs and a raw steel plate, and where his body should be, a dripping, furious heart pulses in the dark. He no longer just hangs, he looks ready to leap from the shadows and swallow you whole. In Phase 9, Raddy is no longer just a demon, he's a blazing threat. His head morphs into a glowing red orb, like the sun itself decided to wear a nightmare's mask. Hollow eye sockets drip with dark residue, and a thick chain pierces through his skull, holding him like a cursed trophy. His brows curve like predator claws, and below the skull, a charred piece of ribcage still clings to the remains. This form whispers one truth: even fire couldn't purify him. In Phase 9.5, Raddy looks like a reboot in progress, but something's gone wrong. His eyes are sealed with dark red shields, oozing an ominous liquid, and his torn skin barely holds the shape of a face. The mouth twists into a crooked grin, while thick chains stretch across his head like puppet strings. Below, some inner organs peek out in purple-red, as if the surgeon got lazy halfway. This version of Raddy isn't stable, and that's what makes him dangerous. In Phase 10, Raddy looks like a cursed relic, chained deep underground. One eye is pierced by a massive black hook, while the other is sealed with crimson thorns. His skull is carved with deep wounds leaking thick, hateful fluid, like rage made visible. The lower jaw dangles apart, as if he's about to laugh right in Fear's face. At this point, Raddy isn't just a character, he's vengeance made flesh. In Phase 11, Raddy hangs from two heavy chains like a grotesque display in a horror museum. His horns have grown longer, piercing through the skull, and one eye is impaled by a blood-drenched spike. His entire face is smeared with thick, crimson liquid, dripping from his fangs to his jaw. The lower jaw bears bite marks, either from his prey or something that dared to bite back. At this stage, Raddy isn't just a demon anymore, he's a living warning. Turn back while you still can. In Phase 12, Raddy has gone through something inexplicable. He now looks like a mix between a demon and a cursed holiday decoration. His bulging eyes point in different directions, as if he's finally seen too much. Gigantic curled horns rise from his skull, streaked with ominous red. Jagged yellow spikes radiate from the back of his head like a sunburst of madness, and amidst all this chaos, a flawless smile stretches across his face, disturbingly calm, as if he's enjoying every second of it.